I've always loved film as a kid. Actually, I found old Super 8 movies that I used to make just recently, and literally I was 6 years old and there's a sign of me with the camera saying directed by Gary King, and I was like, oh my God, like I didn't remember that, but it's always been instilled in me that I love film. I just didn't realize you could make a career out of it, and so I never went to film school for it. I didn't realize there was this, an educational system based on like you can direct, you can produce, you can do all these different things. So I went to school and studied psychology, and I went to the corporate world, and I was in HR for a while, and the catalyst that really got me thinking about film was I was going to be laid off a few years ago. And what happened, it got me thinking about what I was really passionate about, like what I really wanted to try. So with the love of my wife and support, and actually I never was laid off, it was kind of just, it was a warning, and then it didn't happen, so I started using my day job money to start making short films to practice the craft.
And people asked if we had financing or money. I did. It was called the 401k plan. So that's gone. But it was worth it because this film I made it not to make money, but basically as my first feature film to just get myself out there and get noticed. And since launching it, it's been a steady year, but people have been starting to notice me for my other films, like you saw the zombie film and the other one. So people started to hire me to do films for them.
So New York lately, there were actually a lot of different characters in it, but every character pretty much had an aspect of me. There are people that are either aspiring artists or just people dealing with relationships, and even though I cast the actors to play them and incorporate what they had with their experiences, all of them had roots within like what I had experienced in my life at some point or another. So all those people were me, and I wanted to kind of get them in the mix and make a film exploring the different themes and relationships and how people kind of get along and move about in New York.
I wrote everything myself. I sang.
It was nice to have someone not only want to appreciate my art as an actor, but also incorporate true events of my life to bring out a character that he has something in mind. I mean, he knew that he wanted to do an ensemble piece when he sat me down, and I didn't really know much about it, which was kind of nice to be in the dark. And he just wanted to know where I was at in life when he sat me down. He knew he had something in mind. As we had talked, about certain things, as we've caught up through the years, as we've worked together and collaborated on other things. But when we sat down, he had a general idea of what he wanted to do based on a loose concept of what I'd been through recently. And we sat down together, and he had it flushed out already in his head before I opened my mouth. He just wanted to have my personal experiences in the character to help bring it to life and bring it real. So it was interesting to see his vision of my general concept of what I was going through come alive on film.
People aren't sure about the distribution channels, like how to get independent films out there. People are making them like crazy still. I don't think people are stopping the output of them, but it's just how to get them seen and where to get them seen. And so film series like this, I think, are the wave of the future. So the Annapolis Pretentious Film Society is something that I was really anxious to come to and attend, because to be able to connect with your fans or new fans and make fans out of people or build an audience more, I should say, just to be able to screen your movie with an audience and build and engage them so that they'll follow you throughout your career and move on to your next ones. It was great to have people asking me about What's Up Lovely and the Joe Sherman song and all these other things. So that's what's important in my life and as an independent filmmaker, is to make those connections. And as you move up the ladder, if you do more Hollywood films, it's great money. You can make a great living at it, but you lose that touch with them because you don't really, one, you don't get to make the films you want to make, and two, the audience, I don't think will follow you as much. They'll follow the spectacle based on what the film is, but they won't know who you are. If you mention a certain blockbuster movie besides Avatar, most people don't know who the director is, but they'll know the film, the franchise. And in my life, I love being a filmmaker known for my films and my stories, and that's something, even if I am able to do a blockbuster, I would jump at it, but I would still take time off and make smaller, more personal films no matter what, just to be able to express myself.